What is going on, Nissan or All Terrain Nation? Sorry, it's I'm at a Margaritaville, so it's a little crazy tonight. But let's see, we'll make this happen. There's some light now. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? You know the drill. Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this is your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd. We'll let a few people get in here, and I had another stream created, and I messed that up, and it's travel time, so this is what happens when you're traveling. You on a little laptop, and I'm used to the big boy productions now, so it kind of screws me up. But welcome everybody if you're just joining in here. So hopefully you guys are having an awesome Friday. I know I'm having an awesome Friday. Kelly, you having an awesome Friday?
I'm having an awesome Friday.
Of course we're having an awesome Friday because we're at Margaritaville. What the hell is the name of this place?
Margaritaville Resort.
Yes, Island Hotel.
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and we're on a trip, and we're gonna have a trip. Thanks, Jimmy Buffett, for creating such a wonderful place. But anyways, if you're on here, let me know. Once again, this is a wonky stream tonight, so just bear with us. My regulars know the live streams are just they can be hit or miss with what we do. So, anyways. Let me see here if I can fix this all up for us. Hopefully, once again, hopefully you guys are having a good night. I need even a mouse would be awesome right now, but it's just not the case to have a mouse. So where am I?
You're traveling.
There it is, live stream. All right, so let's see. Hopefully we get a few people in here. Hope I didn't screw this up, Kelly.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Let me make sure we are broadcasting.
YouTube?
There's a few people popping in now. Okay. Once again, guys, I apologize for the. Oh, I hear me. What's up, John? There we go. There's some people. Wow, it's just me. What screwed everything up is this is a wrong time for us. Normally I'm an hour before this, but I'm not vacationing per se, but I'm on a business trip, and they put me up in this place. And this is actually, if you guys were on the last hotel tour, this is not as fancy, but it's a hotel, and but there's really good booze here.
It's a fun place.
So that's do what?
It's a fun little tour.
It is. What's up, Danny? Daniel?
Kelly bye.
Do what?
I said Kelly bye, have a drive by.
Oh, that's right. That was a Kelly bye. So, guys, video blowing up today. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching that one. Ford has finally done something cool with the Bronco, and I was really excited to report on that. And hopefully you guys were excited to watch that one. Once again, that video is blowing up, and you're correct, and it is free. And how often do manufacturers actually give product away? Not very often at all. Yeah, I know the internet's rough, guys. I apologize. Dan, it's probably you. You're probably in your garage, and your garage has horrible internet. You spoke with Joey Parent today, Kevin? That's awesome. Good to hear. But so Ford is for those who bought the Bronco already, and I think this is only going to be for the 2021 Bronco, that they are giving the dampening headliner away for free. Now, there's no catch that I've seen so far. So, Kevin, you, sir, are a gentleman. I do appreciate that. But with the Bronco, so far what everything I've read is they've just told dealers. So there's been no official press release on this, even though my sources tell me that it is good to go. I'm pumped about that. For one thing, you guys know I'm buying a Bronco. So anytime you're buying something, you're getting something for nothing. It's awesome. And if you guys would smash the like button, I need the likes tonight, guys. Once again, I know this is a wonky stream. I'm dealing with hotel internet that is sketchy at best. So we're working on that. There's little Dave. But so what happened with Ford Build and Price, man, I've documented it over and over. I damn sure feel like this is nearly the Bronco channel because of all the Bronco news I've been covering. But Ford has their Build and Price was just garbage. Like it didn't make any sense of guys that wanted the roof racks for theirs. They couldn't get it if you got the Sasquatch package, or if you wanted the sound deadening headliner, you couldn't get it if you got the V6. And you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all, right? Like, why? What is going on with that? But Ford and their brilliance and their crackpot marketing, they've pushed through, and through their sub brand of Bronco Nation, they've tried to make up for all the screw ups, and they've teased everybody. They try to do this look over here thing. So anytime they screw up, Bronco Nation suddenly has something cool they want to show you, and for whatever reason, is what it is. But I'm happy that they are actually going to include the deadening material for the rooftop, just the hard roofs, by the way. I mean, I don't know how you would do it with a vinyl top, but it's like a $500 option. So, and I don't know if it's due to them having some issues with manufacturing, and I think maybe they just figured this is just let's just simplify it. Let's just do one thing right now. Let's not have a lot of options, and we'll go from there. I know at one time the hardtop, they were having some issues with the glass popping in the hardtop, and there's something with the flex and everything. And that's just manufacturing. They figure out that's why these things are being tested all over America, is because they bounce them around. You need miles on these things to find these problems. So, anyways, let's see. Thomas Mullen says, I swapped from the painted top MIC to the free deadening liner for free. It's only on the MIC tops, unfortunately. Yes, that is true. But I don't believe we're going to see any. I can't remember off the top of my head if the painted black tops are out till I want to say they're 22 options. Maybe it's a late 21 option, but so I'm okay with the molded in color tops. The last ones, the final production versions we've seen look a lot better than those early versions. Those early versions were real white, and I think it wasn't ever a color that was going to be the final color, but it sure did scare a bunch of people. And for all the pluses that Ford did with, they did an amazing launch of Bronco, and then as soon as they launched it, they showed them at the Rubicon, at Moab, and all this. I think for all the amazing things they showed us with that they were able to take the vinyl wraps off these things so they could go test them properly. And when you see the vinyl come off of these, where you can actually see what the vehicle looks like, sometimes those early versions are not representative by any means of the final product. And I think that was the case when you started seeing those light gray tops. But I, for one, I'm super happy that this is an option, because I'm doing a black diamond with the 2.7 liter with the Sasquatch package, mid package. And that 500, I wanted that really badly. And I don't live in extreme climates, so even what I'll use my Bronco for is not like a daily driver that's going to be up and down the highways, but it was still an option that I wanted personally. So anyways, and Kevin, thank you for that, sir. The super chats go a long way to help the channel. I do appreciate that. Diggers X there's got a sub conversation going on there. Let's see, John Walsh. I haven't noticed any problems with the stream. John, I'm telling you, it's Danny. Danny gets in his garage, and Danny's internet. Just over the past 6 years, I've done podcasting and stuff with Danny. His I used to call it going Megatron. He'd always go crazy. Let's see, Kevin, I'll be in Franklin May 4th for the week. We are having dinner. Yes, sir. We are going to have a dinner, Kevin. No group this week because I'm literally on my little laptop, and it's a nightmare as is. You obviously, it's not the level that I'm normally like to broadcast to, but it is what it is. This is like this is old school doing it this way. I used to have a Mac that could barely keep up. Like, you'd hear the fans kicking on, and it just could not keep up with streaming. So this is definitely an upgrade. Let's see. Ford have to recall world record. Okay. So what else is going on out there? So I know my buddy over at Pickup Truck and SUV Talk has some pictures. I don't know if he's released them yet, but he will, of of the Colorado, the next gen Colorado, or I believe it to be the next gen Colorado that's doing some testing. And he sent me a couple of sneaky pictures of it. It looks pretty cool from what I've seen. I want to cover, honestly, I want to cover more Colorado talk. And it just seems like there's not a ton of audience out there. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in what Chevy or GMC is doing with that platform. I've spent some time in it. The GMC especially, I've spent time in that, and I like the platform. The only thing I don't like is generally it's GM's attention to quality with knobs and stuff like that. I don't feel they do a very good job with that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely very excited, and especially I was talking to my buddy over there, and he seems to think that for what the little Colorado needs is a turbo or a supercharger on that thing, and it's already a 3.6 making 309 horsepower, I believe. Could you imagine if these little mid-sized trucks are going to start getting superchargers? I've talked about Nissan with a potential Nismo Frontier for the 2023 year that I potentially could see them doing a turbo and something like that. And it's already at 310 horsepower. You add another 20 to 40 horsepower to that thing, and these little mid-sized trucks are going to be rocket ships, man. Let's see. Who doesn't love knobs, Kevin? Let's see. The new Pathfinder will have the start-stop technology. My BMW has that technology. And you know what I do with it? I turn it off. I hate start-stop technology. I understand it completely, but just doesn't. I hate that.
I'm always worried it won't restart.
Yes, Kelly's always worried that her car will not restart. Of course, we're in the BMW life now, so there is that potential factor that it may not restart. Oh, let's see what else we got going on here. Richard says not much excitement with the Colorado and Canyon. What the next one possibly have in store? You're going to see some things coming out about that. I don't have anything I can solidly talk about, but I'm trying to build interest in that platform along with the Ranger. Even though I think the current Ranger is a dog. I got to spend a little time with it in Chicago last year, and I think it's a good looking vehicle, except for how tall the bed is in the rear of the thing. But Ford's, I know they love this EcoBoost technology, but people want something larger than a 4-cylinder in these things. And I think it would be selling 10 to 12,000 a month if they did that. And as of right now, I think it's around 7,000, which is it's what the Frontier was doing 2 years ago, was 7,000 per month. So I don't know if it's a good thing for Ford or not that the Ranger is what it is. It's I don't know that it's stealing sales from F-150, or is it stealing sales from maybe Tacoma? That's who all these guys would like to steal sales from, is Tacoma, but that's probably never going to happen. Let's see. Richard says you had me with turbo. Yes. Turbo technology is finicky. It can cause you to use a little bit of oil. There's a lot to it, but the gains, oh man, the gains for turbo technology is awesome. Let's see. Do you know if the Bronco will be shown in Florida? It seems like they're everywhere but here. I know dealers are supposed to any time now get not their program vehicles where they're supposed to get one or two per dealership where you can test drive and stuff. But I was told at one point back in December, I was told that dealerships were supposed to be getting one for the showrooms, where they could just be sitting in showrooms. They were non-sellable vehicles. And so people could sit in them and, push the buttons and all that, twist the knobs, and have fun with them that way. But I don't know if Ford's going to go through with that, or they're just going to wait now for their production stuff. And speaking of that, let's see. What do I think about the FJ Cruisers? I love the FJ Cruiser platform. And rumor has it Toyota just trademarked a new name. Was it not Trailblazer? Something like that. Something Trailblazer-y like for a new platform that they're potentially doing. The Land Cruiser is going away here, Pedro. And, I could see them bringing back it's like what I used to say with Nissan with the Patrol. They could do a Land Cruiser Light or Sport Edition and base it around that platform. Obviously, they would update it because that platform is way old. And I could see them doing something, but I do think that the time is right for them to bring the FJ back. All these manufacturers better get, Ford's done a real good job of showing that, hey, we can take on Jeep, and Ford hasn't really sold the first one, but the demand at 190,000, I bet it's over 200,000 pre-orders now, even though I think 40% of those you'll back out. But that's still potentially a lot of vehicles for the next 2 years for Ford to build. And that's pretty exciting. So what is up, Joe from AZ? Ooh, you're getting the suntan this week, Joe Taylor. Yeah, but I do like the FJ platform. The only bummer about it was that blind spot, really. I like the suicide doors. I had a Honda Element for a couple of years that had those suicide doors. I think they're super handy. And I looked, honestly, when the FJ was out for a year or two, I looked at buying one, but I went with the Xterra at the end of the day. But they do hold the FJs, man, are holding their value. If they haven't really went up over the past year, 2 years, the used retail value is actually starting to go up pretty good. Was it Trail Hunter, Andy? I can't remember exactly, but I remember coming across a blurb about that the other day, and Trail Hunter, that sounds about right. Let's see. Richard says, I thought the Ranger looked like a dog, but that 4-banger turbo with the 10-speed did pretty good. It does do pretty good. I think the midsize, when everybody else is doing a V6, and once again, Ford's getting the horsepower numbers out of it. And of course, as American buyers love numbers. Like you could have a 3-cylinder with, that put out 700 horsepower, and people would look at that, not the 3-cylinder of it. But I think Ford needs to tweak that platform just a little bit. And I'm lost at why a lot of these manufacturers have not went to coils in the rear. Look at the Ram pickup. The full-size pickup truck can do coils, and it's great. And I always hear, well, it costs more to manufacture. But Nissan was doing it. I worked for Nissan when we were building the platform, the last generation Pathfinder, and it was coils. I watched those go down the line, zero issues. I'm sure there is a slight manufacturing cost to it, but I don't know why, especially Nissan, the new Frontier, the 22 Frontier that's coming out, why are they sticking with leaf springs? I'll never know. I'm sure with Nissan, it's a cost savings thing because we all know that Nissan's been hurting over the past 3 years or so for money, but I don't know why Ford doesn't just go with coils. Let's see. I don't like the FJ front windshield. Yeah, it wasn't a perfect off-road platform, but Toyota worked within their means, and Toyota is really good with that. I mean, like really, really good at being able to. Here's our platform. This is what you've got to work around. Now build something that looks kick-ass, and they did that, and that platform has been used with Toyota for a couple of things. Yes, I did have a dancer going on behind me. Once again, we are at the Margarita. Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. We are at the Margarita Island Hotel here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and yeah, some resorty thing. It's actually a company trip, but trying to make the best of it. I will say this: I'm hoping there's a Corvette. It's the Corvette weekend over here in East Tennessee, and a bunch of C8s. There's just Corvettes everywhere cruising the strip here, and I'd love to get a couple of cool videos of some vets, and I do want to bring some of that kind of content to the channel as well. I really do want to bring some sport cars to this channel, mostly because I want to drive some sports cars. But the past 2 build project cars I've done are bin cars, so maybe I know I'm planning for a GTR in the next couple of years if I can get one at a price that I would like to for one of the project vehicles. So I do want to bring cars to this channel though. Let's see. I literally have seen thousands of Altimas, Sentras, and Maximas as rental cars, and fortunately we have a Kia Optima. Well, how is that Optima though? Let's see. Let's see, Andy. But the thought of the base in making a aftermarket project. Oh wait, sorry, I missed your. I was thinking of ordering a bare bones Bronco, just with the switches. There are so many options that that I'm going to miss out on. So I'm saving for a Badlands package. Badlands, it's a nice package. I can have a 15K in a year. That's nice, Andy. That's very nice. I'm lost at what Ford did with their models. I've said this many times, but I would have done a base that you cannot get a Sasquatch package on. I know they had this whole thing of they had a real hard on for, you can get a Sasquatch package in any of them, but it makes the lower trims like it doesn't they don't have enough range in between the trims right now. So I would have done a base on the 28 or 29 wheels that you get, no Sasquatch package completely, and I would have only done it with a vinyl top. And then I would have went just strictly from there to Outer Banks with your kind of nicer trim, your mall crawler, as it were. I would have done a black diamond, mostly probably because I'm getting one. But then I would have done the Badlands as the Rubicon kind of thing, and then that's where I would have been with those. I think they have too many. I think Ford has too many things for pricing. You've done the base 2-doors, what, 28,000 or 29,000, and a Rubicon or the Badlands, I think tops out about 55, 57, somewhere in there. You could have done one of them, maybe Black Diamond, the 30,000 range, and then obviously the Outer Banks in the kind of 40s, and then and I think that would have been a better gap for what they're doing, but Nissan will print you some parts. I think it would have been better for them to do that. And I think that's what happens with a lot of these manufacturers right now. They just throw out a ton of options. Mercedes came out this past week and said they are dropping, I think there was 90 options, ways to order their cars, and they're dropping all but, I think, like 10. Like they're very going, not bare bones with options for a luxury car, but they're trimming the fat, as it were. They have too many options. And, that's something that brands like Toyota is kind of getting into with their trucks. If you look at, you get a TRD Pro, a TRD backflip. I mean, they have a package for everybody. So, and I think too with EV, I was talking to a reporter friend today about this actually, that with the EV, everybody wanting to be first with EV. I think a lot of these manufacturers, I think we're going to see some changes really soon. Expected Badlands around 65, but that was a lot of add-ons. Yeah, at 65, that's a first edition. Of course, first edition comes with everything. So, I mean, that had to be what the obviously it comes with the metal bumper, but with the hoop and all that stuff. And yeah, I can see it jumping up, but I think $65,000 for those vehicles is just ridiculous. I think the $52,000 that I'm paying for my Black Diamond's ridiculous. Obviously, I want it for a long-term review for the channel, and obviously I'm an off-road guy, so I want to go do that. But I think Jeep proved that you can get a lot of money for these things. Jeep with the Rubicon package, man, it's nothing. $62,000 is nothing in one of those things. And now I've spec'd some Rubicons that you can get for 48 to 52. But if you want all the bells and whistles, it's ridiculous you think about, especially Broncos and Wranglers, people will everyday drive them, but they're really not intended to be everyday drivers. And that's a lot of money to invest into something that, people up north may not drive all the time. Let's see. Let's check out some more questions here. Finishing up a Colorado build right now, 6-inch kit on 37s on bead-locks, 456 gears, front and rear lockers, bumpers, sliders, and bead-locks. Looks great. Cooper Concepts, man, I would love to see that when you're done. Link me in something on Instagram if you have an Instagram, or just email the channel here at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. I would love to check that out, man. I still think the Colorado and the the GMC platform, one of the better looking SUV, or not SUV, mid-sized trucks out there. I'll do searches every once in a while here on YouTube, or just to see where people are at with some of that stuff. And I just don't think that those trucks get a lot of love. I think it's a lot like maybe the Nissan Xterra was. It's like the redheaded stepchild to the 4Runner, like people like want to talk range, especially on YouTube. YouTube, like why you see a lot of Bronco content is because I make money with Bronco content. And that's just the plain and simple of it. I'm not being a dick about needing to make money as it's my job, but I'll throw in, like I did the build and price on Colorado a few weeks ago, and it just didn't do anything. And I've got some more build and price videos I'm going to drop coming up, but I don't know. I'm curious I'm going to do a build and price on the GTR and a C8 Corvette coming up, and I'm curious what those will do. Though I was told if I wanted a C8 right now, it's 18 months. That's how far behind they are. 18 months to get one. Ridiculous. I'm going to build me a golf cart. You go for it, John. Hey, man, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive, dude. I would review a golf cart in a heartbeat. I've even tempted like doing something, so just having some fun, like on a weekend video of just doing a review on my side-by-side or my lawnmower. Like, I just think it would be stupid and fun. And what's up, Bradford's? Sorry, Brailsford, Ford. Sorry, margaritas in me. But I do have plans for some silly stuff with this channel too. And you're probably thinking, Dave, it's already silly. Hey, if anybody new in here, if you guys would smash the like button, it would mean a lot to me. Let's see. Brailsford Ford, hopefully you're doing all right. If I remember right, you're in Arizona, right? No one gets it the first time. But I believe we've talked before. Let's see. Optima is smooth, but it has a Kia logo on it. Yeah, Joe Taylor, anything Kia. And man, you talk about a predatory retailers is Kia. So my son a couple of years ago wanted to buy a new car, and he was looking at the little Kia Soul, and luckily I talked him out of it. But he talked to him, I think, twice on the phone. I think he still gets phone calls from these people trying to sell him something. That was 3 years ago. A friend of mine called, what was it? What did he call? He called a Kia dealership, something about, I think he was checking a price on something. And I don't think he gave him his number. And they got it through caller ID, and they still pester him weeks later. No, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Okay. But I knew the name. Yeah, apologize about that. Who was it? There was some dealership I was talking to from Arizona. Did you all see that if you're a Bronco guy that Granger Ford is offering $2,000 off on any Ford you buy starting tomorrow? I'm a little skeptical at I mean, I'm not there. They seem like a solid dealership, and I'm only skeptical at the fact that $2,000 off sounds great, seeing how I'm paying retail, but there's no. I don't even think maybe late 22 is when you would get it if you ordered tomorrow. So, but I thought that was something cool. There was one other thing. Oh, let me look it up real quick. Let's see, because Bronco 6G actually had something cool there I wanted to talk about. Oh, it was talking about the retail orders. So it says first retail orders Bronco delivery timing late June, early July, possibly. That was by Granger Ford. It wrote a little article about that. I'm not going to get deep into that because I don't think that's what I was. So I've been on the road all day. Anyways, I'm about burnt out on Bronco talk. But what do y'all got going on in your shop this weekend? Anything? The weather's starting to get nice. I know a lot of people, including myself, if it's a hint of chilly, I'm not working in my garage. I've put, let's see, Project Juke is up for sale. I haven't dropped a video on this channel, but on our Nissan Nation Productions, I got a couple videos about the build of that. So that went up for sale this past week. The Xterra finally went away. My buddy Tim picked it up last week, and let me tell you about the Xterra. Rain in Tacoma, Washington. Ugh. It's actually been raining here. We were here in the Nashville area. It was 70 degrees last week, and all of a sudden it just took a dive. And I mean, we're in the 50s with rain. I hate to be so whiny, but it sucks. Beautiful out here in Los Angeles. All right, man. Los Angeles is always beautiful, though. I've never been out there when it wasn't. Let's see. Richard needs some Xterra Gen 2 catback exhaust recommendations. Z1, man. Z1 Off-Road. They've developed their own, and I think they're offering some Nismo stuff. The Nismo stuff's pricey. You're kind of paying for Nismo, but sounds great. That 4-liter motor just never sounds like as throaty as I would like it to sound. But I want to say there was somebody who was monkeying with a Stillen. I could be wrong on that, but I would give Z1 Off-Road a look. Z1offroad.com. They're out of Atlanta, and you'll hear me talk about those guys a lot for Nissan products, and I get nothing from it for talk about them. They're a quality company. I've done a couple walk through their building, and I'm hoping to be down there when they do the grand opening of their new building, and just quality people to work with. And that's why I recommend those guys a lot. Let's see. 70s in Sedona. Oh, Joe Taylor, Kelly would kill you right now if she heard that. Sedona's her favorite place in the world. She loves Sedona. Send me some sun. Yeah, send me some sun too. Yeah, pricey's okay considering OEM prices. What is up, Frank B, moderator extraordinaire? Supposed to be 30s in Myrtle Beach. John, the hell y'all doing? I think Richard also, I think was Z1. I think they have some sound clips they've been working on, so you may actually get to hear it. Frank B, dude, you're too kind. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Let's see. Oh, I was going to tell you. Let me tell you the story of the Xterra. So, 2008, 2009. If you've heard this story before, I apologize. Good old Monster. But let's see. Like everybody, the economy collapsed. I lost my job due to that. We got back on our feet by 2012. Well, we were on our feet by then, but so Kelly decided she wanted a Gen 2 Xterra. So we found one at a mom and pop shop. Got a hell of a deal on it. I think at the time we paid $14,000 for it. But the financing, seeing how we had a bankruptcy because of all the garbage, we used whoever the mom and pop place could get us financed through. And it was still a pretty decent rate for us at the time. And so we did it, paid the thing off early, and we moved around the same time we paid it off. Normally, every time all my titles and stuff, I keep in a nice filing cabinet, and we just never thought about it. And then we've moved twice since then. We bought 2 houses since then, and so it came time to put it for sale. And a buddy of mine decided he wanted it. My buddy Tim Richardson out of Georgia, and I love selling. I love selling vehicles to good friends, and I also dread it because if something happens, I just am like, man, I take it hard if like something little breaks or, but Tim bought it, and he was coming up last week to get the title or to fly up to drive it home. And Kelly starts looking for the title, and she's like, that's weird. I must have misplaced the title, but I always put my stuff right here. Well, we dig in and we're panicky a couple days before Tim's supposed to fly up. And we never got the title. And just, it's one of those things, like usually when you pay off a vehicle, it takes a couple weeks to get the title. And just didn't, you just don't, especially in the middle of a move, just didn't think about it. So we're panicky. We go up to our registered deed or our, I forget what they call it in Tennessee, but anyways, Department of Motor Vehicles. And Just it's like $11. They'll print you a new one out. And we go in there, and now, granted, this vehicle's been paid off since 2016. And we're like, oh, it's just simple. You just go get a new title printed. We go up there, and the lady's like, well, they've not ever released the lien against your vehicle. And we're like, what? This is what, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, almost what, 5 years almost? And we're like, are you kidding me? I have a buyer coming to pick this thing up in a couple of days. And so we informed Tim about it, and he was like, it's cool. We can get a couple of days after. That's fine. So Kelly starts emailing the company. Well, come to find out, the little mom and pop place we bought it from, the finance company they used was bought out by another finance company. And then if you Google this company, I think it was Gateway One or something like that, was the finance company. Like, it's just nothing but this, just people fussing. Hey, I never got my title, this and that. And so panic sets in a little bit of like, shit, how are we going to handle this? And in dealing with another company, this other company, I have a feeling is just as much of a turd company as the previous finance company was. But they're like, hey, we need proof that you paid this thing off. And it's like, great. So now I got to go through old bank statements and get through my bank and figure that out, which we did. Finding someone at this finance company that wanted to help us was a nightmare as well. So we did it. Come last week, this past Monday, we get a letter in the mail addressed to us. And we're like, oh, thank God. Open it up. And this company sent us the wrong paperwork. They sent us with our name on the envelope. They sent us somebody in Detroit's whatever they needed. And I'm like, Jesus, what is the deal here, man? Like, why can these companies not get it together? These companies, what's funny is they expect you, if you're late on a payment or whatever you do, they expect you to be like, bam, 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 but there's no recourse for when they're not. So ended up today, I finally got that lien off of the Xterra, and we went right to the courthouse before I had to leave on this trip. And we finally got the title to that thing, man. And I probably got 5 new gray hairs. Like, so I don't know if you guys have ever had to deal with like titling issues on vehicles. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's just a freaking nightmare. And this one was a nightmare because of a garbage bank called Gateway One or Gateway something. But I don't know if you guys, once again, if you guys have ever had any issues, but it literally took 2.5 weeks for this company to even figure out that they had the lien against us. We had to go out of our way to prove we paid it off. They screwed up getting the information we needed to us. We had to basically, my wife had to go full Karen on them and just like rip them apart. And I guess it worked because we did it, man. But so hopefully you guys never go through any headaches like that. And but anyways, if you do, I miss my whiskey tonight so much. But finally, the Xterra title is heading to Georgia, and Tim can live a life of happiness and whatever. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see, Cooper Concepts. I'm supposed to be a Windrock right now, but my wife got sick, so I'm deep cleaning my shop. Oh man, Cooper Concepts, man. I don't know if you know who Not a Jeep is on Instagram, but they're actually out there at Windrock this weekend having a blast. Windrock has been wet, a lot of rain over here. Full Karen, that is right, big homie. Full Karen, man. She, I don't know if she even put her hair up like Karen just to go full Karen, but she did it. What else is going on out there in the news world? Oh, EVs. This is a favorite conversation to talk about. So I was saying earlier that me and a buddy were talking about EVs. And like everybody this past couple of weeks, everybody's like trying to one up each other. All the manufacturers are like, we're going full EV in 2035. Oh yeah, we're going full EV in 2030. And then another company's like, well, we went full EV in 2009 or whenever Tesla came out. They're like, hey, and you're like, Tesla, you've been full EV. But I got talking to my buddy or Tim over there at Pickup Truck and SUV Talk, and it dawned on me that the EV stuff is really cool, but think about it. Manufacturers do not build their batteries themselves. They do not build the motors themselves. So what are manufacturers going to be in another 10 years once these companies start going full EV? And I got to thinking about it, and it's almost like manufacturing will be just like ordering a computer. They're just cookie cutter. They're all the same because, even though EV is like fast, a lot of torque, they're relatively all the same. Now you look at what is the Porsche? Is it the Taycan versus the Tesla Roadster or whatever, or the S? What's up, pickup truck and SUV? Thank you, sir. I'm sitting here talking about you, but I've been thinking that with engines. With combustible engines, some company may hit on this that make their engine just a little better, and they're designing and building these engines themselves. Another company may come out with something like that, some new tech. But with EV, what electric motor tech is what it is as far as the motors themselves. I mean, I'm sure there'll be little micro advancements to make the motors, use less electricity and stuff. But at the end of the day, a Tesla is an amazing vehicle, and you get the cool tablet in there. But at the end of the day, say in 20 years, where do you take these cars? Like 4 wheels? Either you've got bimotors, or you get a single motor or bimotor or triple motors. The batteries is going to be where the advancement really blooms. But as far as I just feel like we're about to lose a bunch of manufacturers, and I think I think the writing's on the wall for these companies too, and I think that's why you see Audi or GM really push and go, "Hey, here's our date. We're full EV by this date," because I think they see the writing is on the wall for a lot of these companies that you better get your audience now, because in 20 years, if you don't have it, you're probably gone. And I think companies like Nissan, Mitsubishi, Toyota, if they don't step up their EV tech, obviously they're the largest manufacturer right now, but just a bunch of brands that I think go away. And I think that's why you see companies like FCA merge with Pago, or however you say it, to become whatever the dick pill is companies, Stellantis or whatever they call it. I think that's why all these companies are starting to merge. And, there's companies like Nissan, better find a partner. And Renault's not that partner, because Renault's about as garbage as Nissan is as far as that stuff. And, Nissan's done nothing for Mitsubishi, nothing at all. And Mitsubishi, other than their commercial line, I think is a dead brand. Chrysler, look at Chrysler. Boy, they build one car now. I think they killed off the minivan. Dodge, if Dodge didn't have the Hemi, that thing would be oh, thank you, Joe Taylor. The dick pill. Yeah, I think all these brands, even look at all your supercars. Look at Lamborghini, Porsche, and all these guys, Audi, they're all owned by the same goofy conglomerate. And think about where does supercars go and hypercars as far as EV tech? When you've got a damn near a Tesla Model S that can keep up with most of those or past most of those. So something to think about. I'm probably going to do a more well thought out video on this in the coming weeks. But it was depressing when I was texting with Tim there about that. Let's see, Richard says, you did hair, dick pill. But I'll do a little more well-versed thought, and we'll have some cool pictures and stuff video. But it was super depressing when I got to thinking about that, of like, man, it's just, oh, you were supposed to be with Not a Jeep, Cooper. Nice, dude. That's a bummer, man, because they're having a blast out there. But y'all, let me know in the comment. Do y'all think EV is the death of? Are we in the golden age right now of combustible engines? I feel like we are. And not that, things change. We can have EVs can be really cool, but till I get an EV pickup that can get me 350-mile range, forget about it. And I think a lot of these companies, to wrap up this part of it, I think a lot of these companies are short-sighting themselves too, like GM with putting a target on their self for, what is it, 35 is when they're saying that, it's cool when you think about EV tech for, normal consumers. But I know in the industry, my full-time job right now, like EV would not work for me at all. There's a lot of idle time. There's a lot of drive time, and I can't be strapped to a charging plug. So, anyways, let's see. Thank you, Richard. I'm sure Tim appreciates that as well. Yes, John, exactly. 350 to 400 has to be the target. And there's some new battery tech that they talked about it last fall. It's some new some batteries it's a glass. Instead of using lithium, they're using a glass material somehow. And suppose it's the same guy that developed the lithium battery. His think tank developed this glass material. I think the guy's like 90 years old too, like ridiculously old. But supposedly it's able to triple the output of what lithium does. So maybe the tech's going to be there. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I do believe that EV will kill the fun cars, because I do think that by 2030, we're probably not, if you want to drive, you can drive. But I think the future is coming faster than we want, where I think that's why Tesla does the little Knight Rider wheel, kind of Formula One race wheel in the new ones, because they know at some point you don't need that steering wheel. You're just going to punch in an address, and it just takes you there. And I think, honestly, at the end of the day, maybe this is super long-term thinking, but I know Tesla wants a fleet of autonomous driving vehicles for taxis, but I think at the end of the day, you don't ever buy a car anymore. You lease the option to use one. And I think what that means is say I lease a 3 Series, that when I'm going to go somewhere, I get on my phone, bam, okay, I need a car. One shows up at your driveway. It takes you, does whatever it needs to do, and drops you off at home, and it's gone. It goes to someone else. I think that's the future of where cars are going. So it kind of makes me sad, but still. Let's see. I got a couple more minutes here, guys. Let's see. We need, yes, under 20 minutes to full charge. And I think, John, that glass technology that I was reading about, I want to say it's a quick charge too. But, a problem is a lot of these quick charges is I don't see a lot of people talking about it, like the Tesla chargers that are quick charge. I want to say they're 800 amps or something ridiculous. And, obviously there's a lot of heat involved with that too. But, when your home's only 220, there's no way your home charger is ever going to be a quick charge. So unless you start designing, and Tesla has the whole solar industry too, unless there's some way to take a battery pack out of your home that can hypercharge your car and then it replenishes while you're gone. I don't know. Damn China Joe. That is probably true, Kevin. I watched a meme on old China Joe today where he was falling down his stairs and getting on the airplane. And it dawned on me that, and I don't care what political side you're on, but it dawned on me that Joe Biden is my generation's Gerald Ford. And I wish that Saturday Night Live would do some funny things with that, like Chevy Chase used to do with, Ford. I think fell down 1 or 2 times, and Saturday Night Live used to show anytime he'd answer the phone, he's falling down. Or I wish Saturday Night Live would do something like that with Joe, but they probably won't. Let's see. Any more questions? I want to say thank you to all the super chats. Tim with the big $20. I know that had to be hard for you to let go, Tim, that $20 super chat, but I appreciate it. And of course, you'll probably get it right back. I think, Tim, with our super chat, me and Tim, if you don't know, I'll get on Tim's live streams and I'll donate money. And then he tries to do it over here on this. And you know who wins with that? YouTube. Because they take a big percentage of if you do $5, they take half of what I get as a super chat. So if you want to help support the channel, though, Patreon, and there's other ways to do it as well. Let's see. Hybrid is the future. Total EV will not get charged in most rural areas. I would agree with that. And I think hydrogen is really the way to look at it. And I think that's why Toyota hasn't, Toyota was such a leader in hybrid technology. And then, they just stuck with there. And I think Toyota has something big coming one of these days with hydrogen. I know they've done a lot of work with it. Even natural gas vehicles, still it's, and natural gas is a pretty clean, when you burn it for a car, is still pretty clean. But anyways, Richard, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, man. Wasn't hydrogen started in the 70s? Yes, hydrogen tech was started in the 70s. And for whatever reason, it's like I talked about a couple of streams ago where GM had the what was it, the EV1 or a car one or whatever they called it. Thank you so much. But they had the EV car. You couldn't buy it. You could only rent it or lease it. And this was in 98, 97, 98, somewhere in there. And when they disassembled that program, the battery tech was all bought by Big Oil. I forget what oil company actually bought out the company that was doing the battery tech and slammed that and hit it. And hydrogen's just for whatever reasons never really taken off. I think it's been an issue of it was taking so much of it at the time to be efficient. But I think Toyota, the last I heard, Toyota has some really good tech with that coming out. And I'm not against EV by any means, guys. I think I wanted to buy before my issues in 9, 10, when I knew the Leaf was coming out by Nissan, when it was like 98 miles or something is what that range was. I wanted it as a personal vehicle for back and forth to work. My son, he would like his Sentra to turn into a Model 3 Tesla. And I'm all for that. And we'll see what some of that does. But Kevin, thank you for that. And Richard, thank you once again for that $10. Let's see. Any other questions or anything before I drop out of here? I know normally I have a couple screens. I've got news that I want to talk about, and this is my only other screen here. And I do have my handy dandy light though. You have to be ready. You have to be ready for that. But let's see, coming weeks, I've got, like I was saying earlier, I've got a couple build and price videos that I'm going to drop. I've been promising these for a while, which is something I want to do. And what my approach for these build and prices is I'm gauging interest in what you guys watch and don't watch. And I want to use that to take the channel in new directions. How was the pool?
It was good. She actually got in the pool. I stayed in the hot tub the entire time.
Well, there you go. So they have a heated pool here, and it's like 45 degrees out, but my daughter was outside in a heated pool.
It's kid heated.
Well,
it's not adult heated.
No. How was the hot tub? Was the hot tub adult heated?
It was adult heated.
Nice.
It was a little bit cooler than adult heated, so it was good for her, but it wasn't too hot.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys. So there's the hot tub pool report here from Margaritaville Resort.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. Been a fan since you dropped the first Frontier picks. Appreciate your coverage. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, those first Frontier pictures got me in a lot of hot water with Nissan. I still can't. Their truck line right now will not talk to me. So, but I love dropping that picture. And of course, I dropped that picture when my brother passed away, and it was kind of a weird tribute to my brother. But my brother is why I talk about cars in general. He made me love vehicles. And what's funny about that is we picked up the BMW the other day, and I was following Kelly, and there was a car on the wrecker on a flatbed tow truck. And my brother's probably his first real, he always wanted a 69 Chevy Nova. And I remember in the early 80s, he ended up getting a Datsun B210, which is probably one of the reasons why I love the Nissan brand so much. And it had those honeycomb hubcaps. It was ugly yellow. And I remember being a little kid going to school in that car. And then he got a Chevy Vega. And it may be so obscure that a lot of you do not know what a Chevy Vega is, but it was Chevy's attempt at making a smaller car back in the fuel crunch. And my brother had this Vega, and it was ugly green, forest green. And I don't even remember what engine it had in it, but I remember he was always working on it, trying to keep it running. But I seen one on a flatbed truck the other day. It was a white one. And I'll be honest, I had a little tear come out of my eye because it once again, my brother, he is the reason that I got into cars, and which led me to this, covering the automotive world. So it was kind of touching. It's been a minute. My brother have been, what was it, April when he passed away? May 4th. So anyway, so there is a little bit of a sad day. So let's see. You started the hype, man. I will say that I've sold probably more Frontiers than a lot of dealerships have sold. That's a fact. I seen somebody was bitching about, there was somebody on Instagram hitting somebody up about wanting free parts. This is the one of the things that pisses me off the most. I work with a lot of aftermarket manufacturers. There's a few right now that I know, especially in the Nissan world, that I said, hey guys, I need this. And they would send it to me and they wouldn't ask for money. Because they know that I'm going to make good on this product. But Overland guys have ruined the ability to talk to manufacturers and I don't like to work. I don't ever ask for free parts. I just never do that. I build relationships and I go from there. If they offer me discounts, that's awesome. If not, like with Z1 Off-Road, guys, they've done nothing for me for the Nissan truck world. But I like dealing with good companies, and I don't mind promoting and putting my name behind these good companies. So this guy, it got out on one of the Frontier forums that his son, they screenshot his direct message to this auto manufacturing aftermarket company, and he started like, do you know how much I've sold and this and that, and I'm a major influencer. And for one, you're not a major influencer. For two, you do not attack the company you're trying to work with.
I read that screenshot.
Yeah, and it made me giggle. And you have 350 in it. John did that. I feel like it came with the biggest engine you could get was like a 305 maybe. But anyways, if you ever want to work with companies, never go at them for free stuff, ever. Once again, I'd never ask for free stuff. Once again, I know there's probably some rooftop tent companies that I could call and they would send me things. And that's not me being, there's nothing about this by me saying this like it elevates me. It doesn't. It's just to be a good guy and good things happen. If you're an asshole, like this message was. And then the kicker is, so this guy has on Instagram, a couple thousand followers, but I think probably a dozen of those are himself. And even on YouTube, it's the same way. And he'll talk to himself like he has a fan talking to him. It's hilarious. Anyways, that's enough of me shitting on somebody because at the end of the day, they're probably not a bad person. They just going about it all wrong. So let's see a couple more questions here. But as far as John, back to the Frontier thing, Nissan will come back around for me, but that's all right. I've got a lot of new emails, guys. A lot of new emails with every manufacturing company out there. So get ready. Are you dancing again? Let's see. Do I think the EV trucks and Jeep will take hold? No. So I do think EV trucks will take hold. And I think Rivian is doing it the right way. it's not really a full-size truck and it's not a mid-size truck. It's somewhere like kind of like the first-gen Honda Ridgeline size. But they're saying this is just, it's a lifestyle vehicle. They're not going at it of like, hey, this thing can tow 4,000 houses down the road at one time. They don't care. And of course, Ford's partnered with them and invested a lot of money back into them, which the new, you're going to see the new EV F-150 out really, really soon. And I think it'll pay off for both of those companies. But as far as the pickup trucks right now, I think the Jeep is stupid. The EV4, whatever they call that. And I commend them for taking a chance on it. But it's 40 miles of actual EV. And then it's a 4-cylinder engine, I think. That's a hybrid. That's not EV. And, Jeep or FCA wanted to partner with Renault really, really bad last year because they wanted Nissan's EV tech because they're so far behind. And I think they're still way behind. But can you bring me a drink, please? I don't care. But I think that water's fine. I think Jeep's so far behind, but they got to get something out there right now. And I think you'll see a lot of that in the shop. I think this first generation of that, it's people that can afford to take a chance and work the bugs out. So as far as Tesla has the rig and stuff coming out. Tesla usually once they release something, it's pretty proven, but Tesla also has a habit of going, hey, we're going to do this. And then in 10 years and 15 deadlines missed, they actually come out with it. John, have I seen that? I want to Google that real quick because I think I know what you're talking about, but there's been a couple of cool little things here lately. Yes, I have seen that thing. Yeah, that thing. That is cool, and I love how modular it is. It's really, really cool. And I'll do something on that soon. I need a little more information about that thing. Those pictures came out about it, and I just didn't get enough information about it. But there's also somebody had suggested last live show about a little 4-wheel drive that me and Danny wanted to talk about. And hopefully next week, Danny will be on the, the 19th. Let me look at my calendar because we got a cool show coming up. So next Friday, we are talking with Dash Off-Road from Australia. And what the cool thing is, they're actually going to be out adventuring, and they know where they're going to be about the time we need to schedule the show. So they found a place with some Wi-Fi, a hotspot that they can talk as they're out in the bush. And so Dash Off-Road, if you don't know, does a lot with the Nissan Navaras and patrols. So it's real fun to talk to those guys. Plus, I just like talking to Australians. I don't know why. It's probably to hear their accent. But so the next live show, we're going to be talking about that. And so there we go, guys. So that is an hour and 4 minutes. And thank you guys for all the love, all the super chats and stuff. I do appreciate it greatly. We will have some, if you care, BMW content coming out really, really soon. I filmed a bunch of stuff a couple days ago, and I'm done. What was it? About 250 miles we did today, Kelly?
Yep.
In the thing, and so I'll do about 500 miles, and I'll give my first impressions, and tell you whether I think it's worth the $11,500 that we paid for the car, or is it, for the problems that I've already had, is it just typical BMW? So we'll have that to look forward to coming down. If you guys ever want to know anything or the show to cover something, Gmail at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. Feel free to email me anytime, any over there, or any of my social medias, direct message me. If there's something you want me and Danny to cover and you don't think we know about it just yet, please hit me up about it. the auto manufacturing world is a big world. And as you can see right now, I've been stuck in Ford world, but we're slowly fanning out to other brands. Let's see. Richard says, I'm a Nissan fan, and you've enabled me. Hope they support me in the future. Thank you, sir. Hey, anytime you link us to anything, especially link us to anything on Instagram of any manufacturers. If there's something we need to know. It's a great way to get us. So, guys, from all things two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this is your all-terrain nation. And what are we, Sydney?
We are out.
Peace, everybody. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum.